Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keep in Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. You might be wondering, what is this that Rally from Fish Keep in Jamaica is actually doing? Alright, so I have some 250-gallon tote within my yard, right? And sometimes it just proves very difficult releasing the water because my fries that exist within my pond system might just escape. Now, I have had situations, for example, with my Jaguar cichlids. Now, that IBC Tote is a little bit difficult for me to actually place this little thing in it so as to prevent the fries. So, although this is there to prevent the large fish from actually coming through the valve, right? The fries tend to at times go through, depending on the size. Is to actually, and this is on all my systems, all 28 systems, whether it be the small systems or the large system, there's something like this on my pond that allow me to actually release the water without the fear that my fries might be released into the yard. So today what I'll be doing is actually be using this so as to actually as a means of prevention. Get the mesh inside of this hole nicely fitted, and then I'll be placing it into my IBC tote with my emboomer cichlids, and then I'll be releasing the water, and I will actually be doing a water change today. So stay tuned as I do that. Alright, so here I have a piece of mesh. It was already on something. I just pull it off. So I'm going to be cutting it, and I'm going to be placing it inside the pipe. Right, I'm going to be placing it in such a way that the fries won't go in and get stuck or practically be washed in the yard. So here I go. I have the mesh, I have the pipe, and I also have scissors. Right, so I'm going to be cutting the mesh, and I'm going to be fitting it neatly inside, and we shall see what we shall see at the end. So let me work. This piece of mesh is actually cut, and I'm actually placing it inside the piping, and it's going to be going all the way down so as to prevent water to carry from carrying the fries from the top into the pipe, and it will practically be exited into the yard. Right, so I'll be like packing the mesh carefully in this so as to get it to work. It might take a little while, but it will happen. So now that the mesh is in, the system, all that, right, it should prevent the fries from being washed out in the yard. And I'm going to be placing this into my IBC tote with my emboomer cichlids, and I'll be changing some water today. So this is another part of the contraption. This will go into the valve inside of the pond, and you shall see it in play. Unlike my goldfish pond, where which the hose are not really fitted with mesh with the little thing in the little gadget in which I just made a while ago, because goldfish fries normally hovers to the top of the pond, right? So whenever the eggs are laid, the larger fish would like swim at the base of the pond, of the tote, should I say. Smaller fish would be at the top. But as far as the peacocks are concerned, now the peacocks, the babies will actually hover amongst the rocks, staying as close as possible to the rocks and to the plants. So I kind of get it's a little bit more risky actually keeping the valve, should I say, keeping a little gadget with that big hole. When I say gadget, I mean a little thing in which I just place in the water, right? Now, here is it. Here is how it looks. So I will actually turn the valve, right? And I will actually release the water. The water will be released to probably about little less than a half, right? Where in which I will actually be channeling the water in my yard to water my fruit trees. So other persons having a tote pond system in their yard, they might have a channel where they channel the water to the drainage, as wastewater, and everything is just end up one place. for me, I allow it to flow in my yard because I have several fruit trees. I live in the tropics. I do not have the four seasons that probably some persons might have, right? I have only a wet season and a dry season. And having the water release in my yard is like a great joy for my plants as they practically go into the dry spell at this moment. Alright, so the pond, this pond that you're actually seeing the fish actually swimming in right now, the water is being released and fresh water will be added to it. Now this pond have been with this water for about 3 to 4 weeks because I could not find any mesh. I do not know if any emboma cichlid have actually spawned, released any fries within the system. So I opted for the best choice, which was to wait until I have the right fittings for all of that. Alright, another point to note, right, is that my pond filtration system will have to be turned off. So my emboma cichlid 250 gallon tote, it has completely been refreshed. Clean water, a little bit more is being added to it, yes, but everything is okay. A point to note, right, is that on actually getting rid of the water, I had to actually turn off my filtration system because my filtration system is actually what you call a power head driven system, and power heads should not be left running dry. And because the water was actually going down, passing the power head where it is at, I do not allow my power head to sit on the floor of the pond because it will end up get a lot of debris in it, too large of debris to to come through the hose to go into the filter bucket, so it will end up create a mess, right? So I siphon at times, I change water at times, I change my filtration my filtration bucket filtration system with the stones and the sponge and all of that. All that is actually washed out and cleaned periodically. So my emboma cichlid pond finally got a refresh as far as water is concerned. Alright, so I should not have any problems going forward with regards to my emboma cichlids changing water. Right, this is another sequence in actually sharing with you how I do it in Jamaica with regards to keeping fish, right? As I said before, unlike my goldfish pond, I would just simply turn the valve and release the container of water. The same little gadget in which I showed you, in which I placed the mesh in, one of that is in this pond, but I'm not too perturbed about fries actually coming through that, because fries normally almost at the top, and I normally release between 40 to 45% of my water, so I always have my fries actually swimming at the top. This is Riley here for another fish keep in Jamaica. I hope that this video works for you. I hope that you understand clearly now how I go about taking care of my system. Don't worry about the little dredge that you might see at the base of my pond. Sometimes they are necessary so as to ensure that a little bit of beneficial bacteria still remains within the system itself. Peace out. Catch you next time.